What up everyone, this is your boy Jamal. And I'm Abbott. We're going to present to you a short documentary about climate change and the
Look at this dude.
increase in global temperatures around the world. Let's get started.
So our question is, as climate change and the increase of temperature rises throughout the world, how does this change affect the natural landscape with its various cycles and agriculture throughout the world?
For over the past 100 years, the Earth's annual global temperature has risen and have caused significant effects on various environments around the world. This increase of temperature is due to primarily all human interactions and the processes of industry. Such causes of global temperature increase is due to the increase of carbon dioxide and the process of the anthropogenic greenhouse gas effect. This is the increase in the amount of lower energy infrared radiation trapped by the atmosphere. This increase has been due to the release of smoke from fossil fuels, industrial factories, coal plants, emissions from cars, and etc. With this increase of greenhouse gas effect, it has caused an increase within the ocean levels and a massive loss for glaciers and ice cores.
With the serious amount of increase in melting the ice sheets, it has caused significant increase in global temperature and ocean level increase. Oceans dominate Earth by over 97% within the last 10 years, glaciers 2%, and the atmosphere by 1%. In turn, around 10% of land loss has occurred, in which many nations have lost an average of 100 kilometers of land within the past 10 years. The natural decomposition of the water cycle has been disrupted, which has caused over 1.1 million deaths related to water shortage and over 500,000 deaths worldwide due to the increase of temperature in 2016.
With the serious endeavor at hand, there will be severe consequences as global temperature increases on Earth, but more crucially, on us. So what if we continue to ignore these signs and the increase of global temperature? How will our fate be determined by our ignorance?
As previously stated, the rise of global temperature and erosion have caused significant damage to the land and various agricultural productions around the world. With the increased amount of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions within the air, over 2.1 million people globally have died due to emissions and pollution within the air. The increased temperature has enabled climate change to affect various areas and change Earth's natural demographics. The average temperature of the world has increased by 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit and has caused over 60% of erosion of various land masses around the world to occur. The water cycle has been drastically shifted from its normal cycle, which is directly affected by man. It is now absorbing molecules that form acids from waste and toxic productions produced by humans. Fertile soil across the world has decreased in nutrient levels by over 30%. Around 40 to 50% of natural fertile lands around the world have been lost. This results in erosion and land loss of nutrients, water, minerals, and essential invertebrate for the survival of all organisms.
In addition to this, there is a serious devastation to agricultural productions in the natural environment and human society. With the loss in over 30% of fresh water from the environment, it creates a shorter period of agricultural prosperity, but in long term will lead to devastating consequences for the world to pay for. The world will experience a longer growing season since the winter months will be shorter. Crops will be productive for the next 5 to 6 years. However, with less fresh water to cultivate these plants, it sets back the production of annual crops. To this, the national increase of global hunger will increase to around 10 million people. The need of fresh water will also increase by an additional 35%. For solutions to decrease the temperature and improve agriculture, there are many ways of doing so. There are various strategies in lowering emissions. This includes shortening time to harvest and improving feed quality. Farming can also help as a solution to climate change. One example is carbon sequestration, which is when soil literally captures and absorbs carbon. With climate change affecting the landscape and its resources, it represents a huge decrease in threat to food production. Farmers should be urged to develop new, more efficient, and more resilient ways of growing food. With the right technologies and systems, improved cropland and grazing land management, restoration of degraded lands, and land use change can make a major contribution to limiting greenhouse gases. Ordinary people are the biggest part in helping find solutions to help fight climate change. First of all, more people should be aware about climate change and how it affects us and them more than it already does. You should try trimming down the waste kept in households. First of all, garbage kept in landfills produces methane, a potent greenhouse gas. To help, recycle paper, plastic, glass, and metal. Buses and cars also add carbon to the air, so try thinking of greener methods of transportation, such as biking, trains, and fuel-efficient cars.
As you can see, our neglecting to accept climate change and our lack of knowledge of it proves to show that how Canadians and the world itself refuses to accept climate change overall. As the temperature increases, we only continue to lose land mass and vital nutrients, soil, and minerals within the earth. Our land masses decrease by 30% every single year, and agriculture is expected to decrease by 75% by 2050. This shows not only our neglect, but also refusal to accept climate change. We all must remember, we are humans. We were born and came from this earth, and so in turn we must take care of it. Without taking care of our earth, we cease to have an existence for the future.